Rodney, first of all, it's a pleasure to meet you and welcome to the show. And I'd like to begin by congratulating you for winning the Advertising Ad Award as their spokesman for 1983.
Well, thanks very much. Yeah, Light Beer commercials. They felt that I was okay in them, and they gave me this award from Advertising Age. Yeah.
I did read that in fact, we just read it together, that the advertising, part of that award was because of the work that you have done in the beer commercials, and we got a little piece of one of the beer commercials in Easy Money. Am I correct? Did I hear a little thing? You were watching TV?
That's right. I'm watching TV, and all of a sudden you hear him say, "We need one pin, Rodney." Yeah, that's right.
One more pin, yeah. Are those beer commercials, Rodney, as fun to make as they are to watch?
I know it looks like you're having a great time, right?
Yeah.
I love all the guys, and we do have laughs together and everything else, but it's a lot of work. I mean, we did a banquet commercial, for example, right? Remember the banquet there, chairman of the banquet? That was 176 takes to do this. So
Boy,
that's a lot of work, you know,
a lot of work,
over and over again. Yeah. So it is work, definitely, but they're great guys, and it's fun. And when I first started doing the light beer commercials, I had no idea what it is. Just did one like 10 years ago, and I've done about 12 since, and it became like a thing that was a lot of fun to look at.
I asked that same question to Billy Martin, and he said, yeah, most of these guys you really would like to go out and have a beer with.
Yeah, we hang out, and everyone's busy with their own schedule. When we do get together and do them, it's always nice every year to meet again, and here we are again. Became like a thing, you know?
Yeah, sure. They are fun. I knew a bunch of guys on the east side of Chicago, and I don't know how they're gonna take me asking this, but they could really relate to Monte Capoletti. They're a lot like this guy. How much is Rodney Dangerfield like the character you play in Easy Money?
Well, I was brought up, you know. In my youth, I worked at nightclubs mostly owned by Italians. I've seen Italian guys my whole life. I brought up in neighborhoods, and so I'm very familiar with them. And there's a part of me that's part of him too, you know. The idea that a good time is going to the track and having a few drinks and gambling or whatever, drinking. I mean, so that's the way they are.
That's their lifestyle, and they never seem bored or tired. These guys go all night long.
You envy them. They're having a good time without going to Europe, without going looking at paintings, just having a good time bouncing around, you know. And they always overindulge. They always do what they drink. They'll get drunk. They'll overeat. That's part of me too. My personal life. It's hard to contain myself. That's how we got the idea for the movie.
Yeah, and I do believe that that came out in the film in the sense that your wife said and you said, hey, we were happy before the $10 million.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But I love the Italian horn and the cross all on the same thing. And
well, that's movie. I had a tattoo too, everything.
I said, hey, I know those guys. You know,
yeah, and there's
just like that.
And they're the people.
The people.
They're the
right,
people,
right.
you know.
Backyard scene right there.
Yeah, that's the people, you know. And I've been through that in my own personal life, and what it is, that's something you feel. I can't do a sophisticated character, it's not me, but to do the people, a guy from, that's what I feel doing. Yeah.
That's you, yeah. You started out as a stand-up comedian, and then you married, settled down a little bit, and you worked as a paint salesman. And
I quit show business when I was 28. I was looking for
paint salesman.
Normal life, a normal way of life, and I went into business and construction, stone, this and that, and painting. And I was in business for 12 years in Englewood, New Jersey, and then I got divorced, and life sort of caved in on me, and I said, I'll go back in show business. You can't find perfection in relationships, so I can find jokes. I'm a writer, and I kept writing jokes and doing monology, and I went back in at the age of 40, and it was not easy.
It was not easy. No, it's not easy for anybody, and there's a tremendous amount of competition in that field, as you know. Could you recognize a bad paint job on a house today?
Oh, I guess so, as anybody can, right? If it's peeling or something and you've got blisters, it isn't done right.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask you that question that nobody asked you today, I'm sure.
I'm sure that's the first, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask you this because I have a youngster who wants to do what you're doing. He's worked a lot of clubs, little clubs in Chicago and Tucson and New York. And are you surprised at the growth of the comedy clubs all over America today and so many young people?
That's sort of sprung up all over the country. Every city has a couple of comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Everyone's into doing stand-up now, you know. It's became a thing the last few years. And I don't know why, but it's the toughest thing to do, a stand-up. And they all want to go out there and do it. And what do you want to ask me?
Are you surprised at the growth of these guys?
I've been through too much. Nothing surprises me anymore in life. And comedy clubs spring up. It's nice to see that, you know. It's nice to see them rather have comedy clubs spring up than gangs of kids going somewhere. So let them all try comedy, you know.
That's right. And at least it does give those a chance that do have some talent, a place to work.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas before they'd have to go to New York or Los Angeles to work.
Sure.
Yeah. How do you explain your popularity on the college campuses today?
I don't know. I do shows and I tell kids sometimes, you're 18, I'm 61. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? I have many reasons, I guess. I find my communication is much better with the youth than people my own age. Maybe I never grew up. Maybe I'm a character with a red tie and perspiring. Maybe the kids feel I got no respect. Maybe they feel I understand them more than their parents do. Maybe they think I'm funny and comedy has no age barrier. Whatever it is, there seems to be a chemistry that we understand each other, the youth and myself, and they can kid around with me. They play many games with me. I walked out in a theater in Providence. I walked on stage, and 300 kids picked up newspapers and started reading them, you know. That's their way of saying hello, and I walked out. But it's exciting, and I have a romance with them when I'm doing my show. We have hit it off pretty good.
Yeah, speaking of hitting it off pretty good, I saw you on the Carson show last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I just had a feeling that Johnny and the crew and everybody there, they're real happy for your success.
Yeah, I've done Carson now 67 times, you know, and he's a great guy, and it's always a lot of fun. I don't do it too often. I used to do it much more often, but I don't have the time to really put it together and do it. But when I do it, we have a good time together.
So maybe Gary Deeb in the Chicago Sun-Times was correct, Rodney, when he said in his title of his column was Rodney Dangerfield is gaining respect.
Yeah, but no matter how much respect you get, it's into your soul from a youth. If you feel that nothing goes right, you weren't treated right, it stays with you till the end, you know? You don't change.
You really believe that?
Oh, yeah. You don't change. Your gut feelings are there. They're put into you when you're young, and you don't change. You are what you are.
Well, I think you're a pretty nice gentleman to interview. I've enjoyed this very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.